Hello everyone. Long time no animate, huh? Yep, finally I'm animating again, and I'm animating Amy! I really like how this animation turned out. I think it's very characteristic of her, the movements and all that. Last week, I actually forgot to tell you guys about some funny things that happened to me on my birthday. Yeah, in last week's Drawn Talk, I talked about the good things that happened on my birthday, but I didn't really talk about interesting things that happened. I think because I was just like, oh, I gotta tell you about all the cool stuff that happened, and I gotta make sure you know. And then I just totally forgot to tell you about this other stuff. I came home. I brought all my stuff back because I was at a friend's house after I went shopping, so like, I had all my stuff with me still. I tried to make sure I had everything, and my phone was like dying. It was like on the very last percentages. That's the reason I actually went home so early. I was like, okay, I gotta get home and charge my phone because I didn't realize my friend had a charger that would work for my phone until it was too late and I was already going home. But anyway, so I came home, put all my stuff away, and then I was searching my pockets and I realized I didn't have my phone with me, and I knew where I put everything, checking in all my bags and all my pockets of all the clothes that I wore the past days, and I went downstairs to check if I put my phone down when I was readjusting myself or something, and it wasn't there, and I was like, oh my god, why did this have to happen? It's almost dead, and I lost it. Like, I lost it between here and my friend's house. Like, how could this happen? So I told my friend on Facebook that, it's like, hey, can you check if I left my phone, like, on the floor or somewhere in your room or outside? And, so they checked. And I felt bad, because they're like, I'm sorry, I checked again, and I couldn't find it anywhere, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh my god, my phone is almost dead. Oh, and they suggested that they call my phone so that, like, I could find it better, and I just responded, it's almost dead. I doubt you calling it would help. So I spent another 10 minutes worrying, and there was a jug of water in my room that I didn't realize was there because I had asked my sister to do some steaming in my room, and when I got back, the steamer was still in my room, and I didn't realize there was a jug of water on the floor. So when I went back to, basically put some more stuff away, I didn't realize the water was there, like a full jug of water, and I tripped on it, and I spilled it all over the floor, like the whole thing. It only had like a sliver of liquid left when I like managed to put it upright, and I was like, how do I clean this up? This is carpet. How do I went and got a towel and dabbed it on the giant spot of water, and I was just like, how am I gonna make sure this is dry? This is the most liquid I have ever spilled. And I don't know if I've told you guys about this, but I am an avid liquid spiller. Like, it's kind of a hobby of mine, you might say. 'Cause I don't go 2 months without spilling some amount of water, or liquid or anything. I'm very clumsy. I'm surprised I haven't spilled again since then, honestly. But it was just funny that, like, oh, my streak of not spilling was ruined on my birthday by this jug of water on this floor. I could not believe it. And then finally, I went downstairs, and I didn't want anybody to know that I had lost my phone, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with people being like, oh, where'd you put it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't think I thought about these things? So I didn't say anything, but I ended up going out to the car to check if it had dropped on the ground or dropped in the car. And finally, I found it on the seat. And I was like, wow. I could have saved myself all this trouble of being really super stressed by just coming back outside to check the chair if my phone was there. And it was, and I got it, and I was like, it was so silly. I felt so ridiculous, but it's funny. It's a funny story to be able to tell that I just forgot to tell last week. Okay, so I have a few questions this week that I managed to accumulate last week on last week's Drawn Talk video. The infamous Lilacker asked me, maybe for a future topic you could talk about a dream vacation. I don't know how much you're into traveling, but I'm studying abroad in Scotland next semester and I'm super excited. I love hearing about places people want to go and their reasons why. Scotland sounds pretty sweet, yo. Have fun. Let's see. It's kind of hard to say say where, like, a dream vacation would be, because, like, I don't know. I live in the middle of nowhere where, like, I don't really know if something very exciting would be good for me. My family and I have gone to, not as particularly a vacation, but as like a family visit. We've gone to other states around my state. Let's see, we've gone camping. I love camping, but it's not like really camping. It's just like, hey, we rent a cabin out in this camping grounds thing, and we stay there for a few days. So it's not like real camping, but I really enjoy it anyway. It's nice to be like out in the woods and walking around and having time to think to yourself. But that's not to say that I don't like the city, but my experiences with populated cities like Pittsburgh, we'll say Pittsburgh, not great experiences. I have some strange stories that I could tell about those times. I don't know if I should tell them, but yeah. So like, not great experiences. But I wouldn't say that I don't like big cities. And I'm not saying that Pittsburgh is a big city, it's just, it's very big compared to where I live. I've driven through bigger cities than that, but it's just, I spent more time in Pittsburgh, so I'm more familiar with it than anything else generally is big. But either way, let's see. Actual good places to go. I like warm weather, so like, that's my top thing. Like, I really don't like when it's cold or windy, or like, people love the fall and I can't buy it. Like, it's just not for me. I much prefer the summertime when it's very hot outside and I can go outside in the sun and have the sun smile upon me. Let's see. So I guess any place that's particularly sunny but not like scorching hot would be a fun place to go. Anyway, let's see. As for like countries that I would like to go to, I would like to go to England, not because of any particular place there, but for the people there. Like, I have a very close friend there that I would like to see. My dad's been there. Pretty jelly, to be honest. That was a while ago, though. Oh, he just recently went to Canada for a couple of days. That was fun. I can't really think of anything, like, cool that I would want to go to. I think that's about as well as I can answer that. I got another question from Peach and Key. Hi! Speaking of games, because I mentioned Cuphead last week, maybe you could talk about some games you like / game experiences? Yes, okay, let's see. Games I like. I like some pretty casual games. I'm not particularly a gamer. I don't really like spending much time on video games, mainly because I'm like, well, I could be working on my projects. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. The game I play the most, or have played the most my whole life, is definitely The Sims. I got into it because my mom loved it when we were kids. She loved getting all the Sims 1 expansion packs and all that. And we've basically followed it since then. It took us a while to get Sims 4, but now we have it. Sims 4 is a lot of fun. I loved Sims 3. I absolutely love Sims 3. My siblings prefer Sims 2 over Sims 3. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's because there's more stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. Sims 3 just seemed better to me. It looked better, I think, is why I liked it. But I definitely like Sims 4 a lot. It's kind of hard to, like, try to think to go back to Sims 3 and previous, because, like, Sims 4 has so much concerning personal interactions that I'm like, oh, I don't think I could go back to Sims 3. I don't know if I could. But yeah, let's see. Other games that I like 1v1 fighting games, like Tekken, the Naruto 1v1 games. I played almost all the Naruto 1v1 games, and I've played a few of the Naruto adventure games. I call them adventure games. I don't know if that's what, like, they're actually called, but it's like where you play as Naruto and you go through a storyline. There was one on the PS2 that I played. I wish I remembered what it was called, but it was a lot of fun. I remember going through a lot of the stages, and it's just like, I feel like I'm just like living out this experience with Naruto with him. I don't know. It was a good game. It was a good game. I kind of want to play it again, but I don't personally have a PS2 right now, so it's like, oh, sad days. I have like this collection of Naruto games in my cabinet that I just can't play anymore because I don't have a PS2 anymore. I have some of the newer Naruto games on like Xbox 360. Not the absolute new one. What was the absolute new one? Was it like Naruto something 4? That came out like last year, I think. Super want to play that because, oh my gosh, I wanted to play that because I wanted to play as Sarada. Not gonna lie. I wanted to play as Sarada. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Boruto series, but I don't know why I like Sarada so much. I like her design a lot, and I think she would be fun to play as. And that's funny coming from me because I absolutely, throughout my whole life, have never liked Sasuke. When I was young, I didn't particularly like Sakura. That was more because of my peers hating Sakura. Nowadays, I'm like, okay, they're basically my children at this point. Like, I love them so much. I still love them. So that's why having, like, all the Boruto characters, like, a lot of people disagree with the character designs and the pairings and whatever. And I do too. I really do have disagreements. But at the same time, I'm like, this is what was decided. I have to have faith in the storyteller. Like, this is not my story. Like, I can't sit here and tell the creator of a story that's like, hey, this is not how your story should go. Like, that's what an imagination is for. I have my own imagination. I can do my own stuff. So, like, regardless of the outcome, who the kids are in Boruto, I super like the designs. My favorite character is Inojin, even though he's just a little brat. I don't know why, he's just such a cute design. Like, and it's funny, again, because, like, I never really liked Sai, mostly because I never really got into Naruto Shippuden, so, like, I don't have much experience with Sai. All I know is all the creepiness of him, and I read up on him, so, like, I don't hate him or anything. As for Ino, I mean, she's fine. I like her as a character. I'm glad she exists and everything, but she was never a favorite. My favorite has always been Hinata. She'll always be my first love of Naruto. Because of this, I also really love Himawari. I wish you could play as Himawari in the games because I feel like she'd be really cool to play. She just seems like, I always say this when I have a conversation about the Naruto children. Himawari has that bloody habanero spirit in her from her grandmother. Like, I just know it. I can feel it in my gut. Oh gosh, those who don't know Naruto just stuff, or like who don't care about Naruto, I'm very, very sorry. I just got off on a tangent and like I had plenty of time to talk this week. So I was just like, yeah, just keep talking about Naruto. It doesn't matter, who cares? So sorry about that. I could try to talk about more of my game experiences that came along with the initial question. Let's see, my favorite Nintendo game, probably I would say the Aladdin game, because that was the first Nintendo game that I was able to beat. What was that, Nintendo 64? Oh, I love Harvest Moon. The one that I've played the most is Harvest Moon Tale of Two Towns. I played that religiously for like months a few years ago. I would like play it before bed and then I would play it when I woke up. And then I would go about my day after like an hour of playing, so... Ooh! And, oh my gosh, when I got Tale of Two Towns... Okay, those who know about my series Magical Girl School understand this. I played as Amiko because I was just like, I don't know, at the time I really loved Amiko, so I was like, okay, my character this time in this game, I'll play as Amiko. So I played as her, and I opened it up, and I didn't know anything about the game, I just knew about Harvest Moon, and I knew and played Animal Crossing for a long time before this, so like I finally had Harvest Moon, and I got it, and I didn't know anything about the characters in it, and there was a character, and he was part of, like, he was like studying to be a doctor or something, and his name was Hiro, and I was like, oh my god, I'm playing as Amiko, and there's a character named Hiro in this town. And the funny thing was, he was the best character there. Like, I didn't really care much for all the other bachelors, so I was like, well dang, it's convenient that the character that I like the most is named Hiro, and who's also he's a nurse, I guess? And I just thought that was funny because Hiro from Magical Girl School has healing powers, so I'm just like, huh, this is like too perfect. I beat the storyline, but I didn't end up marrying Hiro because I don't know, I think I got tired of playing. Like, I was just like, oh, I scavenge every day for rocks and sticks and herbs and all this, and I already beat the game storyline, I should just stop. So I did. Anyway, let's see, what other games do I like? Ooh, the first video game that I was ever able to beat, because again, I don't play video games very often, so this will be kind of strange to hear, but the first video game I ever beat was actually Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. I remember being so proud of myself for beating Spider-Man 2. I don't know, I have great memories of fighting Doc Ock and all that in his fancy room of equipment and everything. Oh my goodness, okay, so this was definitely enough to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me animate Amy. It's been a while since I animated anything, so yay, feels great. If you have any more questions, go ahead, like anything in the comments that you can suggest, because honestly, just answering those two things made me think of so many other just random topics to talk about, and I think that really helped me, so try asking anything. Thanks so much again, and see you next time! Bye bye!